Hi, welcome to another episode of Nerd Supernova. I am your host, Paul Michaels, with three. I guess a co-host and two guests. But either way, let's start off. Let's start by introducing ourselves.
What's up, everybody? It's KJ.
All right.
And we got Tommy Maskell here in the house.
Yes, in the house.
We're actually not in the house. We're in a helicarrier.
Hi, everyone. I'm Caitlin.
Caitlin Tyler. All right. So Caitlin is new to our show. Tommy or Tom, I don't know. I call him both, but he's listened in on our podcast many times. I don't think you've ever been on the show, have you? Though?
No, I think it was briefly on one episode, but that's
it was more like off in the distance type of deal. Okay.
Spectating mostly. Anyway.
Yeah.
That was you and Dan's movie review.
Right.
Both of us were kind of in the background for that one.
Yeah.
It was you and Dan.
Yeah, it was meant to be like a one Dan thing, but
not
then
supposed to be interrupting, and I kept doing so.
Yes.
Yep.
That was a fun time. I think at one time I even got very angry and just told you to
Anyway,
shut up.
right.
It was a good time.
What
It was
doing?
good.
When don't you get angry at me, though? Come on.
That's true. All right, so podcast today is another trailer talk episode. We're going to be going over Suicide Squad, the newest one, the Blitz trailer, the teaser trailer for Doctor Strange that just came out, and the Rogue One teaser trailer, which is really
good. Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars.
Yeah, he tends to do that a lot.
That's Bill Murray. Come on, that's old SNL.
Okay.
That's an oldie. It's classic. You like Bill Murray?
I love Bill Murray.
Epic win of humanity, Bill Murray is. So really.
He's a very cool guy. I will never be Bill Murray. All right. Anyway, let's start talking just Suicide Squad. I don't know. Like, I'm really excited for the film. I know KJ, you're kind of mixed, but you're hopeful. Tom, you're kind of mixed, I guess.
I'm going to stay out of this one, just mainly because I have no real expectations on this. Well,
you have an opinion, just go for it
now.
After seeing Batman vs. Superman, before Batman vs. Superman, I had no real expectations going into this. Like, after seeing the initial trailer, the initial photos, the initial everything from the get-go, I had no real interest to see it. But after seeing Batman vs. Superman, I have less expectation than that, which is...
Okay, to be fair, to the film's credit, you do realize this also is written and directed by different
people. And that
people.
also, yes, I do realize that as well, so that could play very differently. And once it comes out, I'll have my final opinion and all. But as it stands in this whole DC cinematic universe, where it is pushing, and everything that has been the shape of things to come, I am not very hopeful. But then again, I could be pleasantly surprised, and if that's the case, boom, that's great, super. But nothing has really been.
Nothing's really wowed you as far as the trailers.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll get on that in a second. I just want to get Caitlin. What is your overall opinion as far as the trailers go?
Overall opinion right now is I am optimistic about it. I'm not going in with any expectations because I don't want to be overly disappointed. I don't really go into movies with any, I don't come out, devastated. But I'm excited for Harley Quinn. Everything else I'm very open to and interested in, but, mainly that's the only thing that's got me, really, really... that and, Viola Davis, and got me.
She's cool.
Right on.
That's got me. Those are the two things that really have me pumped for this. Other than that, no real expectation. I'm guarding myself on this. I'm trying not to have any high expectations because I don't want to come out disappointed or anything.
No, I understand. I'm just asking just because I know I tend to have more time for movies, I guess. But have you guys watched any other of David Ayer's directed movies? Not ones that he's written, but ones that...
If I have, I wouldn't know.
Okay. End of Watch or Fury? Have any of you guys seen those movies? No. Okay.
I've seen neither. Aside from some random clip I heard, randomly. But no, I haven't.
Yeah. I've been kind of mixed about David Ayer's writing. I believe he's the one that wrote...
Well, did he write Suicide Squad? Or
yes, he wrote
it. He wrote it.
He wrote it as well, yes.
Okay.
So I believe he was first known for, I think he wrote Training Day, I believe.
I've done my homework.
Yeah, no, it's fine. This is the movie guy with me coming out. But I saw End of Watch with my brother in a theater. I didn't go in wanting to see that film just because I don't know, it looked kind of generic to me. But I saw it and I was actually pleasantly surprised. It was an interesting kind of movie. And then I saw Fury much later after it had left theaters and stuff because I was interested to kind of get a better idea of like what made them let David Ayer make this movie, because it's a big budget, like $1 million movie and whatnot. And Fury kind of surprised me. It's not a Saving Private Ryan type of war movie, but at the same time, it's very entertaining and doesn't really give a all like patriotic look at American soldiers. They're just sort of these guys in the last hinges of World War II, just trying to get out alive, basically, while doing tank warfare in Germany. So, I don't know. That being said, as a DC fan, I'm interested to see this take. Also, I'm kind of just amazed that we have something like Suicide Squad being done, because as far as like things in comics, the Suicide Squad isn't one of like the big major like tentpoles. Like it's sort of a cult series, if anything. So this is kind of interesting for them to be doing, in my own opinion. As far as the trailers go, I've been more interested with each one. Also because they seem to be doing different tones as far as like making everything dark, and then also kind of giving out some kind of black type of humor. So what do we? Sorry,
That's
people
David
can't see.
Ayer. He's looking at his film all like
Yeah.
what other
Filmography.
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Other things he's
And
done.
again, I don't know too much. I know. Like I said, I know he wrote. I believe he wrote Training Day.
He also
and
wrote Fast and Furious, the original one. Yep.
okay, well, I mean,
And SWAT as well, which I did enjoy
And
back in the day. I
U571.
Yes,
I haven't seen a lot of those other ones,
Okay.
but
I've
I'm
seen the
going.
other ones.
I'm going from a guy from what I've seen as him as a director. So I mean, I like Fury. I'm interested to see what his take on Suicide Squad is. But is there anything that stood out for you guys the most? Like, people seem to be sort of mixed about their
I'm
interpretation of
wondering
Harley.
if the soundtrack is going to come out on VHS tape like Peter Quill's. That's what I'm wondering about.
Wait. Do you mean a mixtape, not a VHS tape?
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
what
Wait a second.
Yeah.
No.
wrong word choice.
Yeah.
Cassette tape.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it going to be like the Suicide Squad Awesome Mix Volume 1?
What I'm actually wondering, because like Guardians of the Galaxy, when Guardians of the Galaxy came out, I kind of just legitimately assumed that those songs were going to be in the movie, and they were. I don't know if it's going to be the same case with
No, but
Suicide
like,
Squad.
that's a joke I'm making.
Yeah.
But it's like it
Right.
seems like the
At the very least,
granted for Guardians of the Galaxy, they were doing the hodgepodge group of like lesser known characters.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna relate to it again because it is, except for like Harley Quinn and maybe like Killer Croc and maybe like Deadshot, like
None
a
of
lot
the
of the other
characters
people
are very-
characters that nobody really knows of
Yeah.
unless you follow comic books.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
they're coming out with the trailers,
Diablo,
like the
yeah.
first one with like the Queen, and now this one with Ballroom Blitz and everything in it, and
Yeah.
like You Don't Own Me.
The Comic-Con
Great.
look it was a mix
It
of
was a Bee Gees song.
Yeah, it was-
But
was-
it's a great soundtrack, and it's the trailers at least. Obviously, I haven't seen the movie yet, so
Yeah.
I don't know the pace of the movie and everything.
Yeah.
But the trailers is going about the same type of
the same type of advertising campaign.
strategy.
Yeah,
the
no,
same advertising strategy.
I
which
can agree.
Worked. So therefore, you can't say it isn't going to work for this one either. Where it's like awesome, great songs, like great editing.
Yeah.
Introduce the characters that people may not know, and like introduce them even like with the 10 seconds they got on screen with the trailers.
Mhm.
That works.
Yeah.
Granted, but then again, is that going to be the soundtrack for the movie, or is that just the soundtrack for the trailers, and then the trailers is going to be
I
this
honestly couldn't tell you.
giant score with a bunch of wow?
Yeah.
I don't see
the
it doing that.
Transformers films
but-
always had great trailers, but
A lot of films do. You know?
Yeah, a lot of
a lot of
It's
things are advertised differently, quote unquote. This is like really ridiculous of me to even reference, but like they're advertised completely different than what they actually are. Like
Yeah.
Lady in the Water, for example, which was advertised as a horror movie, and then you go and see it, you're like, what's this shit? Like, you know,
Yeah.
like, you're like,
Yeah.
it's like a fucking children's story, like, you know,
Yeah.
weird thing. You know, it just so I mean, anything could go either way. You know?
I mean,
True.
at the end of the day, it's about getting asses in seats. So I mean,
Yeah.
am I gonna condone or
That's
condemn?
the business.
It's the business.
Nature of the beast.
But yeah, let's get on topic of those. Like,
nature of the beast doesn't include selling out.
yeah, and it's funny too because a lot of the songs are actually also, you could say it's Bruce Wayne's World almost. Right?
Oh god! Especially with Ballroom Blitz.
Right.
Oh my
Exactly.
god, you're so right.
She
Yeah.
will be mine. Oh yes, she will be mine.
Now, if Joker actually quotes that about Harley at the end of the movie, I might facepalm. I don't know for sure, but
Oh god.
so all right. Well, actually,
Speaking of Joker, though, that
Yeah.
laugh at the beginning of the trailer, I don't like it. I don't like that laugh. Like, it sounds
put on.
desperate.
Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't sound like the Joker. It doesn't sound like the Joker.
Not in a
actually
Mark Hamill
laughing.
way.
No.
He's great. And
But like the Heath Ledger one, he barely laughed in it, but then again, it fit his character being like the
Yeah.
ha 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 ho 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 he. I thought my jokes were bad. Sure,
Yeah.
great. But then we got like my main thing is like the Mark Hamill, the boiling laughter that like builds
Yeah.
up from inside and then like
Yeah.
suddenly bursts out.
I
Like
think each
Alright.
laughter's like I can't speak for Jared Leto's version because they're not showing us a lot of him,
Yeah,
but each laughter of every Joker that's ever been
it's very different.
portrayed fits to the portrayal, the specific portrayal of that screenplay. You know, and I think most of us nerds prefer Mark Hamill
Yeah, I mean, let's.
because
I mean,
it's so maniacal, and you're just like, oh. Like,
Jack Nicholson was
Yeah.
always
Jack
he was,
Nicholson was a comical kind
but
of.
he was
like,
he was a throwback to Cesar Romero.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
while being like a more updated, like '80s version of Joker.
Right.
Can I just be honest though? Like, I mean, like, because we're talking about Mark Hamill. Like, obviously, you guys know I'm a huge fan of Batman the Animated Series. Let's just be honest.
you wish every Joker had
It's
a
not.
mustache.
It's
Well-
not going to be. We're all in agreement with you. It's
No.
not going to be Mark Hamill.
It
We
never
all
will
know
be.
this.
It can't be
Well,
Kevin
no,
Conroy.
it's
Like, I mean,
not-
no,
I'm not
no,
arguing that.
no. I'm just saying.
But in the opening, when it's like a, it sounds like the Grinch.
Okay,
Like
I mean,
oh, dude, now you're
We're not
insulting
talking
the
about the
Grinch,
Grinch.
man.
The Grinch is an awesome.
All right.
at the
All
beginning of
Not,
it, like,
let's not
okay.
shit on the Grinch.
It's like
Okay.
it's like a Brentilda from Banjo Kazooie when you
Okay.
when you hit game
Yeah.
over.
Okay.
And it's like dun, dun, yeah, it's
All right.
the Gruntilda game.
Can I
over.
be honest? Can I be honest though? And I was because I was talking to Caitlin about this before because we were talking Dark Knight and like expectations on that and stuff. And like, I mean, I liked the look of Heath Ledger's Joker, but Jack Nicholson was so ingrained into my head that I
love Jack Nicholson's
Man.
Joker.
Oh, no, no,
I
yeah,
don't
no,
fuck what anyone thinks.
Scary.
But like flat out, I mean, there's really over the last 30 years there hasn't been a Joker I disliked. I mean, there's some I prefer better than others.
yeah.
But Jack Nicholson's Joker was hilarious.
He's
and
great. He's a great
it
Joker.
worked with it worked with the direction that film was going in.
Yeah.
You know, and you know.
Whereas the Jack Nicholson Joker wouldn't fit in the Chris Nolan one because
It
he would
wouldn't,
be
exactly.
too over the
He
top.
would be too over
Yeah.
the
He
top. and it
wouldn't
would
be
too
realistic
funny.
for
it
that
would be
genre.
too funny. It was more of a comic
Yeah.
Joker, and that like
Do it approved Joker products.
like,
Time
But,
to make me some mookie. Or like
exactly.
whatever.
Whatever the hell he says in
It
that.
worked for that specific
Yeah.
portrayal, and that's the thing. I think people don't, and it's the same with any reboot of anything.
Yeah.
They always got to try
And
to get
it's-
fresh.
Well, they always try to make it fresh. It's the same thing with Broadway revivals. They do it
Yeah.
all the time. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. You make it fresh. You try to do a different take on it, and then you know what? If you don't like it, go watch the one you prefer. It's all
Yeah,
good.
great.
You know,
Yeah.
like
But no, like I was saying earlier. So
Sorry.
like, but no. But you, but you
Interrupt
make a great point because when I went into Dark Knight, expecting it to be like a good Batman movie, at least as good as Batman Begins. But I went in with like mild expectations, just like okay, it's another Batman movie. Like I can't wait. It looks fun. I'll just go in. But with Heath Ledger, like I love the look, but the laugh for me in his film or in the trailers felt forced too, and it wasn't the same because I
His
saw
best laugh is the very last scene that he's
Yeah.
in when
Yeah.
he's upside down.
yeah,
You
dangling.
and I are gonna do this for a long time, and he's just
Yeah.
like hanging back, but like ah! Or when he's like falling to his death before he gets pulled up, like laughing. That is
So-
the Joker laugh,
Yeah.
the crazy, maniacal, just like absurd laugh. That's
Let
just
yourself
like
go. Empty,
yeah, he's just
Yeah.
crazy, which is what I love. Like the Mark Hamill one, like it
It's
builds.
all of that, yeah.
It starts really low and builds up until it's just this maniacal cackling, but it
Yeah.
has that build. Whereas this one, so far when I've seen him laugh or like heard him laugh, it just seems breathy and forced
I don't know.
so far. And then again,
But again,
I have not
Rockstar
seen the movie. I don't know if that's
yeah.
just
Well, again, I was talking.
a sound clip from something
I
that
was-
they like deleted scene, like they used for the trailer. Like it's done over a logo, so it's not even him. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
no, but I was talking to Caitlin about this too because I'm thinking too their advertising campaign for Suicide Squad has been pretty much perfect as far as selling the movie. Batman v Superman was a good advertising campaign to some degree, I would say, until they released that third trailer, and then the hype pretty much died because they revealed way too much. I still like the movie myself personally, but I felt that they revealed too much, and I'm wondering now if the WB executives are trying to pull back, and they know that their doomsday in this movie, per se, is Joker. And so they're showing just enough just to get people interested in, and asking, what is this, or what is this portrayal, how is this performance
I'm
going?
not sure, but I think it is a smart move to not give, because I really hate when they basically give the plot away in the trailer. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, like, I don't know what the friggin' plot of this
I
movie
kind of
is,
have an idea,
aside from
but...
the fact that, you know,
Yeah.
that, you know, the basic point, like, oh, okay, like, we're, you know, having these villains, you know, help us fight crime, but they think they're being villains or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's, you're not getting the whole plot in the trailer where, you know, I can't even think of an example right now, but I've seen trailers before. I'm like, so basically you just gave me the whole movie. All right, I don't even need to
So
go
every
see it.
trailer for the past decade?
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
right.
That's probably why I couldn't think of a specific example, because it's been almost every
Yeah,
trailer all the past decade.
every freaking movie.
You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, okay, well, now I know what's going to happen, so...
Yeah.
I gotta say, though, the
You
Joker
mean
Quick trailer-
Ant-Man shrinks and he talks to ants? Crazy! Why would you show me that in the trailer?
Yeah, but I mean, you know, it's just honestly, it's just trying to figure out how much that you want to see and how much you want to. Like even you and I were talking about this. We're not gonna talk about it in this segment. I feel just because it's been
Now,
it's been done enough.
Civil War?
Civil War, yeah. Like I mean, I've seen enough at this point. I don't need to see any more until May 5th, the night of May 5th, and that's it. And I'm good to go. And I don't need to see a clip of Ant-Man meeting Captain America. I'd rather see that in the movie, you know, and just be satisfied with that.
You don't want to see Vision in a sweater vest?
I'll save it for the film.
Okay. That's one of the clips.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally like everybody's sitting around a table and it's like, I'm
All right.
Vision in a sweater vest. Like, okay, cool.
I want to talk about Harley though too, not just Joker, because I feel like some women are kind of getting extreme with it to some degree. She doesn't look necessarily like Harley from the comics, or at least the classic version that we're used to. She's a little bit more new 52-ish, but people seem to be getting I wouldn't say almost upset, but like annoyed that she's being overly sexualized.
Which is fucking hilarious, because if anybody's read the comics or knows anything about Harley Quinn, she's very sexual.
Exactly.
So it's kind of...
That's one of her manipulation
That's one of her
points.
manipulation points. So
Exactly.
it's kind of like, that's why I think
She
they're
knows
doing
that
it.
she's hot and she uses it to her advantage.
Yeah.
How she got through college.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
how
I was
she
showing,
got her doctorate.
and Caitlin, I was showing you Mad Love earlier.
Yeah.
The graphic novel talking about or showing the
And that's
origin
the
of
thing,
Harley
she's
Quinn.
very sexual, like her
Yeah.
outfits even, you know, because there's different versions of her outfit in everything.
Yeah, she's
But,
so many
you know,
different
in
iterations.
Mad Love, her outfit is even more risque than what we're
Yeah.
seeing in the Suicide Squad trailer.
But in Mad Love, which I've shown KJ and Tom this as well. Batman or Harley is thinking back. I don't remember how it's shown exactly, but it makes a point that that half the reason she's only a psychiatrist is she was interested in the field and wanted to progress in that field, but she might have been doing that well in grades. And there's a very suggestive scene that she had been sleeping with professors.
Suggestive?
Yeah.
It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, that's not suggestive.
No, but I've read.
They don't show her fucking them, but it's
No, yeah,
So
right.
there was
Yeah.
this article. There was like this article about like, oh, how Suicide Squad is like anti-feminist. I was like, shut the fuck up, okay? Like, no, the character itself is a sexual. She's a sexual character that is part of her personality. All the Batman,
I want her
all
to say
the Batman,
Putin.
all the
Oh,
the
she's
Batman,
got it on the next thing. So I
Okay.
see her. Sorry.
all the Batman like villainesses are very sexual in their appeal.
Yeah, in a lot of
That's
ways.
a lot of, especially like Ivy and Catwoman,
Hmm.
especially Catwoman, where they kind of have a connection anyway. So that's where like
Sorry, Poison Ivy
Poison
seducing
Ivy
people to
seducing
kill them?
people and
Talia
killing
as
them.
well, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
Talia definitely
and
is
what's her face
sexual.
plays Phantasm. What's her name?
Just
Oh,
in general, female comic book
Beaumont,
characters.
Andrea Beaumont.
You know, as we've been talking about, we were talking about comic book characters and bisexuality and stuff like that earlier. Comic book characters are have always been very sexually, not always, but they've been
Yeah.
sexually liberated for quite a time,
And even before the bisexuality was confirmed on Poison Ivy and Harley, fans had deduced it years prior to that
Right.
they had a
Yeah.
bisexual relationship,
Right.
and they were like, "Yeah, there you go."
sure, but by all means.
Yeah.
But it's just, I think people have a tendency to just first of all, like I said, people, don't always, I feel like the people, specifically women, that were probably offended by that were probably just familiar with Jester Harley, and maybe that's why.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, like the first original version of Harley
Was the cartoon?
is the cartoon,
Was
and
the
that cartoon was
cartoon,
made for children,
right.
so it's a little bit
Right.
less,
Right,
pronounced.
which I get.
Yeah.
But even so, she's very flirtatious, very
Oh yeah.
character. And then in the comics, like I said, she's very, very sexual. So it's kind of like, you know what, dude? Like,
Yeah.
it is what it is. Like, you know what?
That skirt is above the knee, young lady. Let me bring out the ruler and hit you.
Oh god.
All the guys would immediately start
I,
looking.
I've talked about this before with you, and it's my main gripe on comic book movies, which I love that they're all becoming popular, but the thing that I hate, and I call them like the fair weather fans, and
Yeah.
now
Only
that
know those. Or
now that everything's getting popular, it's
Yeah.
the Hot Topic crowd, and anybody who's just like, oh my god, I'm gonna see this movie, and now I fucking know everything I know about Harley Quinn just from this movie. I know everything about all these characters just from seeing this movie, and it's just like,
No, you
there are
don't.
those of us who have...
who actually liked this shit.
I'm sorry, like, I
Yeah.
was watching the show when she was first introduced, and
Yup.
I've
Yeah,
followed these
same.
characters
That was like
from
Right.
that was like
fucking...
that was like
a decade
I've
ago.
been like a fan of Jessica
More than a
Lange
decade,
since I was like 13 years old,
Yeah,
and then
mid-nineties.
fucking American Horror Story comes out.
Oh,
Now
that is
everybody
more than a
suddenly
decade.
loves
That's 20
Jessica
years ago
Lange.
now.
Like you ignorant fuckers, like you ignorant little bitches, like have never even seen.
But-
all you've seen her in is American Horror Story. You've never even seen the movies she's won Oscars
Mhm.
for.
Yeah.
Like this woman is a versatile actress. She doesn't just play bitchy old women on a TV show. Like she is a phenomenal actress. It's things like that. It's just like before you go and jump on the bandwagon, learn that there's a backstory to something.
People
Yeah.
didn't know John C. Reilly did serious stuff before comedy. And it's like,
yeah.
Because his breakout role, unfortunately for him, was Talladega Nights. Like that's when
And
everyone started
Which
like
is funny because
knowing who he
the first
was.
thing I saw him in was Chicago, and Amos isn't like Amos has like comical parts, but he's really like a tragic.
Well, you know what? You
Oh,
can
yeah.
look right through them and
Yeah.
walk right by him and never know he's
Yeah. No, but
But
like
that's my thing is that I'm not mad that all the genres are bringing in the new fans.
Yeah.
What I'm upset about, like I brought it
It's
up
nice that
earlier.
there's more exposure, but it sucks that it's becoming like a mainstream
I was-
thing, and it's
Yeah.
not because people actually like it. It's because it's cool and it's the cool.
I
thing
was
to like.
talking about somebody earlier. I'm not going to bring up the details, but I brought somebody was talking to me about some very minor and obscure character that was only really in like 3 issues of a comic book. And when they brought it up to me and my friend, we were both like, "Oh, that name doesn't ring a bell." And it was like, "Oh, you should try reading comic books sometime." I was like, "Dude, like, fuck you!" Like, because I don't remember one character that was in only like 3 issues of a comic book. You don't think I know my shit? Like, who the fuck are you? You fucking saw a movie and you fucking thought of one character to like bring
Yeah.
up like some obscure reference. That's the thing that
that irks you.
irks me.
Yeah.
I don't mind bringing in the new character, the new fan base, but the people who go see a movie and then immediately buy a T-shirt and think that they are automatically like, I know everything there is. Like, oh, you don't know this? It's like, great. I'm glad you're here, but learn more. Do some of the background research.
Yeah.
Like, if you like Suicide Squad, great. I want you to go out and buy old issues.
yeah.
Go out and look at like these other storylines where like the reason why Harley Quinn is on the big screen right now is because she has such a character depth.
Right?
Look into that.
Yeah.
Like the reason why she is such a strong character is because she's got all this backstory. Go and read it. Like instead of being like, oh, but she looks great, like fucking butt huggers. Like awesome, she looks sexy. She's supposed to be sexy, but
Yeah.
go and read more about.
Or why she
It's
dresses
more
sexy.
Like
I mean, I love the look, but the character is what I love, and I think from what I'm seeing in the trailer,
Yeah.
I love that Margot Robbie is really, really like she gets she seems
Yeah.
to get the character. I shouldn't say she gets it because I haven't seen the whole film, but so far she seems to really like get it. Are you secretly filming me?
Tom had Tom on his phone. We don't know why. Anyway, but continue.
no Snapchatting during. Damn it! I was trying to Snapchat this whole thing. You
But-
blew it.
What was I? But
You were talking about Harley and that she's into the character and that.
yeah, it's so at least like. And that's my thing, having loved Harley Quinn since the animated series when I was a
Yeah.
kid. So I was like, oh, good. I was like, oh, good. Not only does she look hot, but the actress is, nailing the character. But like you said, it's, KJ, it's one of those, going back on what I said, it's just what I find too is if something comes out that interests me, I'm gonna go do research on it because I don't want to look like a fucking asshole when I talk to people
Yeah.
and they're like, "You don't know what you're talking about," and be like, "Oh, I like this." It's just like, if somebody says,
Yeah.
"Oh, have you seen?"
I have to apologize because this is kind of also bubbling over animosity over the Transformers stuff. Because I've met so many people who saw the new Transformers movies and tried talking to me who grew up with the old 80s
Transformers.
cartoons.
Stan Tucci.
Oh my god!
You're gonna blow up the
Don't need to
microphone.
scream, dude.
I felt like that. That was the only good line in that movie.
I'm pretty-
Tommy
Okay.
said alcohol.
But like the old Transformers stuff where everybody watched the new Transformers things and like try and like
Yeah.
and I'm just like no, there's more than like I'm sorry, Michael Bay butchered those movies and
Well, kind of like the Ninja Turtles, the last few Ninja Turtle movies, which I
that
refused to
too
even
is
look
yeah.
at.
Yeah.
I didn't even watch the
Anyways,
trailer.
All right, we're getting off track.
Sorry,
Basically, I'm just gonna put out a point, then we're gonna go on the next thing. But yeah, basically, what's happened is that it's high school in a lot of other ways, except basically we're the kid that wears like the fedora like every day in school, and everyone makes fun of him. And then
I know
and
now
then
we're
one of the
cool 10 years later because
Yeah.
we're nerds, and like it's like now it's cool to be a nerd, and it's like
Yeah, and then but now everyone is wearing the fedora and
Yeah.
and angry at us for looking at like we're copying them, and it's like, no, I wore the fedora, and it's like you want to be that guy to say like, no, I wore it first, but then you look like an
And
asshole.
then they
for
just
some
look
reason.
at you and be like, yo, shut up, hipster. It's like, no.
no, if I was a hipster, I wouldn't. I mean,
It's not the whole like it was cool when I thought it was cool. Like
Yeah.
no, it was still cool when everybody else thought it was lame. Like
It's one of those things. All right, so let's go on to the next thing. Doctor Strange, right? We want to talk about Doctor Strange.
Sherlock. I mean, yeah.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Cumberbatch.
hey, fuck it, I'm not even a chicken. I'll be a
His
cumberbitch.
His name rhymes. His name makes me think of like Prince Humperdinck, like Humperdinck, 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 Humperdinck.
What?
Quiet.
That's not the witch of your wife. But that's the what you just did. I'm not even sure I want to be that anymore.
Have fun storming the castle. All right.
think it'll work?
Bye.
I'll think a miracle.
Bye.
All right.
Sorry.
So the thing that I like most in recent comic book films, both DC and Marvel, is that almost every character every actor with the costume and the performance looks like the character off the page. I mean, Rorschach in Watchmen, Deadpool, Ben Affleck's Batman, and then you have Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange. Now, again, I haven't seen the movie, obviously, but the trailer, he looks like Doctor Strange.
We haven't seen him in. We've seen the pictures. In
Yeah.
the trailer, he doesn't have.
He
the
talks
full,
like
Well, we
a
see it,
sentence,
but from behind, and it's not really, it doesn't really count.
He's an
Well, in the
Yeah.
in the screenshots they've shown and like the on-set photos they've shown him full costume when he's trimmed up the scruffy. Because in the trailer he's
Yeah.
scruffy,
Mm.
but in the other pictures he looks like Doctor Strange. That is Doctor
I think,
Strange.
Nah.
I think he looks like a thumb.
What? I mean, a thumb?
There was a version of him talking on
I love him though. I think he's a wonderful.
No,
I think
no,
he's
he's a
wonderful
great-
guy. I like his Alan Rickman.
but no, there was
impersonation.
but you guys have seen the Jimmy Kimmel mean tweets, obviously, right? And he was reading one where he's like,
He said he was dumb.
no,
No. Oh,
he's reading it, and it says, Mr. Cumberbatch, you look like a man-made lizard of some
Oh
sort.
my god, yeah.
And he was like, well, I have a ring on it, so F you, basically, and
Yeah.
he just walks off.
totally in like some elegant English way,
Yes, I mean, obviously,
classy Englishman way.
I can't imitate it. I don't have that talent, but yes. So he's a very awkward-looking man, yet somehow it's like it. You know what he is? He's the equivalent
He
of
looks
like.
attractive in his own way. That's
Yeah,
all
no.
that matters.
But his personality's attractive too.
Oh no, his personality is
That's
really
like kind of
I
off
think
topic,
he.
sorry.
No, that's on topic. I feel like his off-camera persona
Is what it
adds
people
a
find
lot
attractive.
more to him.
And the color
Like
of his
as an
hair.
actor, is because like a lot of the stuff that he's done on talk shows and everything, where it's been him off the cuff talking about stuff. He seems like a very charismatic,
Genuine
funny,
person.
like genuinely
Yeah.
nice guy
Yeah.
who enjoys what he
Well,
does.
that's what people
That's
like
what I
nowadays, you know, because like Hollywood's gotten so pretentious and so like it's like you know you can tell certain people are rehearsed with what they say, and
Yeah.
then now it's kind of it's what's becoming cool now is just to be yourself.
Oh,
you know?
well,
Like,
there was one. This was during the Sherlock phase of his. Well, the phase of his career. He's still Sherlock.
Yeah.
But he was on one of the British talk shows with
probably
other
Graham
people.
Norton.
It was Graham Norton.
Fucking Graham
Yeah.
Norton's
Yeah, yeah.
And
Graham Norton's
he was
cool.
on there, and he was doing impersonations of other people.
He did Alan Rickman,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, he did Alan Rickman. He did a couple other ones, and like he was doing like his smog voice and everything, and he was just all like doing the different voices, and he was just having fun with it.
Yeah.
And that's what I like watched that, and I was like, he seems like a great dude. Like he'd be the guy, like the fun guy at the party, just be like, all right, let's like you're playing Kings. It's like, all right, do like accents or voices. He'd be the one, be like, oh, it's your turn to drink now. Like that would be fun. Like for me, like
No, it's
Oh, yeah.
it's a cool thing. I mean, it's great to have him in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think the thing is too, like, I mean, I being more of a DC fan, I'm still learning still all the time about Marvel. Doctor Strange, I know of his like background and whatnot, but I don't.
Even the parody versions themselves, like one exists in Venture Brothers, and it's
Doctor Orpheus,
Yeah.
very much a Doctor Strange parody and stuff. But at the same time, like, he's very much I know. I love Doctor Orpheus. But no, the idea is that basically.
you powered this with the soul of an orphan. Orphan boy.
No, it's great. But yeah, like Doctor Strange is just this guy. He's he got into a car accident. He lost the ability to use his hands in complex surgery, so he goes all around trying to heal himself. And then he finds like the mystical gateway to magic and everything else, and it's a good gateway into introducing magic into the Marvel universe.
Very
That's
true.
what
It's
I'm
very
excited for the most.
Yeah.
This is their big
It's-
gamble.
It's not advanced
To see if the
technology
audience-
disguised as magic. It is
Yeah.
actual magic.
and this is a big gamble for the audience. The audience gets to see whether or not this will play or not. This is very interesting.
I think
I
it'll
like
be alright.
Marvel's approach to it too, though, is because
Yeah.
they've said that they want to incorporate the 3D aspect into it to actually fuck with people. Well, excuse the language, to mess
Sorry,
with
dude.
people's
Yeah, I've already
equilibrium. Their equilibrium. I said it right the first time.
Equilibrium.
Equilibrium, and their depth perception and all this stuff using 3D. The
Hmm.
movie is meant to be viewed in 3D. That's why in the trailer it looks really, really trippy. Is because they want to use the 3D aspect. So there will be parts of it that are normal. The
Mhm.
parts of it where it's normal, but the other parts where they do like the weird stuff or the really trippy stuff where it's like
kaleidoscope looking.
yeah, that part
Inception,
there will be somebody walking normally, but then the whole world around them will
warp
drop
Yeah.
back and like be all crazy 3D stuff.
Hmm.
It's a gamble. I hope it pays off for them, but I think it's a good way to incorporate a bit more of the 3D aspect.
Yeah, I'm interested to see just more or less how Cumberbatch approaches the role. I mean, obviously, I think he'll play it without.
I also hope it
yeah.
opens up a door for a better Ghost Rider.
I think
which
it will.
would be cool. That
I
would
mean,
be-
yeah. So they own Ghost Rider
Sans
now
they-
too.
They
as
own
well.
Ghost Rider now to make
Yeah.
a Marvel Ghost Rider, which I would be.
I would laugh if it opens with him just like burning down like a video store and just Nick Cage like it's like a proper.
He
video
finds,
store on
he
fire.
finds the last blockbuster in existence and makes sure to burn all of Nicolas Cage movies.
That's
And
Yeah.
there's a Robin's Revenge! One time
Oh,
I had
Raising Arizona, I hate that one.
one time
Raising
I had
Arizona's
one time
fine.
I know, that's the only Nicolas Cage movie I like.
One time I had a
Put down
dream
the
that
body.
Cher decapitated Nicolas Cage with a samurai sword. And then his head just like floated down into this like swimming pool. Just
What the hell are you talking about?
I don't know.
Oh, all right.
I'm just googling Danny Tanner memes.
Fair enough. Okay.
And then we had Tilda Swinton in the movie too, which
yeah.
is interesting in its own right.
Supposedly,
Tilda
she's supposed to
Swinton
be the ancient one, who
She
is the
is.
one who teaches Doctor Strange,
Yeah.
you know, everything that he knows, pretty much. Everything from astral projection to mystical spells, and maybe a attire for long collared robes and capes. I don't know.
No, the Cage gives him powers.
Oh, the cape has powers.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Again, see, I'm still learning about
Love
Doctor
it.
Strange. All right. Caitlin, you know next to nothing about Doctor Strange
I know.
yourself.
Hence why I'm googling Danny Tanner memes.
Fair enough.
Well, you saw the trailer. What did you think of it?
Yeah. Give us your impression.
From your
I'm
non.
trying to remember.
No.
It was a couple hours ago. I remember Benedict Cumberbatch in a cape walking upstairs.
All right.
That's about it. Sorry.
The very ending of
I'm
it.
not making.
Yeah.
I'm not making a very
No.
useful
What about Tilda
contribution to
Swinton's,
this
like,
discussion.
Tilda Swinton,
When
bald
she, like,
lady,
oh, like,
kung
did
fu.
the
the
Darkness.
palm thing, and it
Who?
drew his body out of it. Never mind.
All right.
Sorry.
Apparently,
That's good.
that's
well,
all right.
Tilda's,
Well,
yeah, Tilda's, she's very talented in
I
her
love
own
Tilda
right. Yeah.
Swinton.
I think she's cool.
I'm
I
excited for them.
love her like androgyny too. Like she's so.
Uppity.
What?
No,
What
no,
is-
no, not
what's the
uppity. No.
Chinese name? Come
No, not uppity. Just like
Fluid.
no. I can't remember
the
the word.
sidekick. Oh.
Not uppity. It's like no. Okay. You know what? I'm using a bad word to describe another word. Regal, I guess, is the word.
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
regal. It's just like it's
She's
like
like another. I feel like she's like another species in a good way. Like, she's more like a majestic species. Like she's like a unicorn or something. It's just like
yeah. You
whoa,
could
it's
even
like you beautiful creature. You like I could just watch it. Like I would love to just like sit in the woods with binoculars and like search for Tilda Swinton or something. I don't know.
no. I can see that, and the same thing could go for Benedict. He's kind of just another worldly type of person and character, which I guess works for Doctor Strange definitely. I'm trying to think if there's anything I'm trying to think. I know.
I do wish that the Ancient One had been actually played by an Asian character, because that would have really, stepped, and Hollywood into a further direction.
We were
with
discussing this. I mean, the idea is that we don't know if they're whitewashing or
Right,
it's like
it's-
is it going against like the more racist caricature of it being Asians in Tibet in like the mystical all-knowing one type
Right,
of deal.
but even so, having
Yeah.
an Asian character in general as an actual main character would be a great step ahead. We will see what happens. It's too soon to say what's going to happen in the shape of things to come for the movie, but
Yeah, I mean, either way, it's Marvel. I mean, for me as like a comic fan, I kind of feel sometimes that their movies are a little bit more quantity than quality. Not to say that I don't like a lot of Marvel films, I do. That being said, I feel Doctor Strange is something new and good. Like, I mean, he's definitely one of the more like great lesser known Avengers, but he's definitely a cool character to explore, and I'm interested to see what they do next. So,
I'm drawing a blank, and I'm going to sound terrible.
no, that's all
The
right.
guy that's been in all the photos with him. The guy was in 12 Years a Slave.
Yeah, I can't pronounce his name actually.
Yeah, I know that guy. The
Um,
guy whose name you can't pronounce.
Yes.
David.
No.
No.
Well, I'm glad they met back up. Like after he got off like, the slavery
Ejiofor.
planet.
Chiwetel Ejiofor. That's him, right?
Wow.
Chiwetel
Tom
Ejiofor.
just made us
Yeah.
look like-
Okay.
Is that
No.
what you're thinking of?
Actually, yeah.
Tom
No.
just made us look like a bunch of
Were you thinking of
assholes.
Ellie Law? Or
No, but I've
No, no,
already
you
seen,
said
I've
his
already seen
name.
the funny memes where
You-
like it's them.
No, you
like,
said his
on
name correctly.
the set of 12 Years a Slave, and then the set of Doctor Strange, and she's like, "Oh, glad they met back up." Like,
That's good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I should mention that. Most people on the internet know about this, but while he was filming Doctor Strange, he went into a comic book store dressed as the character.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I remember
that was great.
Met
That
with
was
comic
super.
fans, and they even took
Yeah.
pictures and stuff, which I thought
And
that
he
was
actually,
pretty cool. of them to do.
bought a Doctor Strange comic when he was there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty solid. That's
Got a
a
picture with the actual cashier and everything, and people in the store.
that was when they were.
Yeah.
That was towards the last week of filming when they were filming in New York.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
pretty sweet though. That's pretty cool of a guy to do like that.
Dude, if I was ever in a movie, I would do that same shit.
Yeah,
It's like
you would.
Ryan Reynolds when he stole the Deadpool costume.
Mhm.
Like,
for sure.
I would, or Chris Pratt when he bought the Star-Lord costume.
But he did that
Guardians
because
stuff,
he
yeah.
wanted to go visit hospitals for sick
Yes,
kids. I thought
but-
that was cool.
I would still do the same thing.
Oh no,
Like,
so
I was like, I am this character now. Like, I'm going to own this costume, and I'm going to go and do stuff in this costume. Goodbye. Like,
all right. No, dude, I'm totally on board. Okay,
I would totally just
Yeah,
kids in
hopefully we'll see
hospitals.
another stone for the gauntlet in this movie.
yeah, that too as well. Yeah, you make a good point there.
What do you think? The Reality Stone? No, is that what already done?
Well, considering maybe not. We don't really know what they've actually been naming the stones in general.
They are somewhat different from the actual
They
comics.
are
They've been giving them
are,
different
Especially,
names or whatever.
Because they're stones and not gems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I don't.
immediate one.
Doesn't really-
I don't know.
Well, in the comics,
yeah, I would-
they're
I would
Infinity
guess-
Gems, and the
Yeah.
movies, they're Infinity Stones.
Stones. Yeah.
I mean, they could still be. Maybe they're called gems. Another. By another
But we
person.
did
That's
basically.
I don't know.
minor. I'm just saying.
But yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Okay.
We'll probably see one. Yeah.
Let's. I'm sorry. We're just gonna wrap this up because we need to move on to the last trailer that I feel like we can all talk about. Yes. Star Wars Rogue One. Caitlin, you just saw this trailer a couple hours ago. Like, even though it's been out for a couple weeks, I'm disappointed in you. And anyway,
It's
how do you
only been
feel?
out for like a week.
I'm kidding.
Like 8
I'm,
weeks.
I'm kidding.
And I've
Caitlin.
also been like in rehearsals.
God, Jesus Christ, I'm kidding.
Hashtag-
So how did you feel about the trailer?
hashtag I can't. I have rehearsal.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Theater
Not even
major.
an actor's life.
Hashtag Hell Week. I have no life.
See, I don't have hell.
No.
Yeah. you know that.
You like Star Wars, but like, what are your first impressions of the trailer, Caitlin? How did you
Well,
feel?
did you not see my face?
No, I did. I was actually, I actually was surprised. I expected to look
the
back and
trailer
just,
finished.
well-
The trailer finished, and like everybody looked at me, and my mouth was like agape. I was like,
Well, in case you
"What?"
didn't know, like visual cues don't go over well on audio.
That's why I. That's why I just
Describing.
I know.
described it, asshole.
I know. My joke was just like 60 seconds too late.
Yeah.
It's alright.
Jesus.
good
yeah.
one, KJ.
So,
Alright,
See, the eye rolls don't work either on audio.
Yeah.
alright, so Caitlin, I'm trying to bring you back here because I know you weren't able to think too much about Doctor Strange, but I mean, just overall, what was your like what stuck out for you the most? Just looking at the trailer, like all the callbacks, just like new things, old things.
I think what I like is it really, it was just like so like wonderful. I just can't even like talk about it. But I think what I really liked about it was since it's because it's supposed to take place between 3 and 4, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So there's all that missing time. None of us knew what was going on. None of us had any clue.
We get a real
Yeah.
prequel this time.
We get like a real, you know what I mean? And this is just something, it's a lot of stuff, I think, unrelated, in a weird way.
It's not.
You're not
it's,
trying to tie things together from previous ones. You're kind of, you are, but you're giving like a, politically what's going on.
yeah.
In that 20-year span.
It
between the
has.
films.
I was saying it has that benefit of not being connected to the main franchise.
Well,
That's my main
not
thing
being
that I
connected
like.
to the main
about it.
franchise, so you're not comparing it. You're not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's because a lot of people, I think, a lot of people were,
No Skywalkers.
yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of people were worried about with, Force Awakens. They were like, okay, well, how's it going to connect? And, because some
Yeah.
people weren't going to be crazy about them bringing,
New
having
characters.
7 through 9. Not
Yeah.
necessarily new characters, but bringing the old ones back and connecting it.
Mm.
Considering how the shape of like the original, the prequel, not the original, the prequel series.
Especially with
panned out.
with the
Yeah.
fucking with friggin' 1 through 3
Uh,
and the crap we got from that. This just seems like it's very fresh and very it's kind of going from a different angle too. It's not.
Yeah.
It's
this is the first time we're
it's
seeing.
it's a darker character that's seems to be the protagonist, and that's what I find interesting about.
Yeah.
it.
She's
Another
not. She's
female-
You're
not.
not
She's not like.
having which it's not a bad thing to have a good person as the protagonist. It's just it's interesting to go for a darker point of view and to kind of experience that from a different angle. I think that's what if anything I just said made me sense.
No, it did.
This is
I
the
was.
first time in 23 years we're seeing a actual stormtrooper in live action
Yeah.
on the Silver
What
Screen.
are you
Well,
talking
no. I
about?
mean, Force Awakens had
No,
live action.
Stormtroopers, like real era Empire Force.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
the-
okay.
The real like
The
Force.
OGs.
Yes.
I mean, if we're going-
Look at the first
Well,
order
I-
stormtroopers.
I mean, if
I
we're
was
going
gonna bring that
OG.
up. In the trailer, they show. I think it's called like a Death Trooper
We
or
do
something.
have the Death
Yeah,
Troopers
like
as well.
the
The
Death
one
Death
in all
Squad.
black with like
Yeah.
that weird looking mask.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like a Death Trooper. Like that's gotta be. Hopefully, he has better aim.
No, these ones look like they have aim. I was talking to Tom because Caitlin, you brought up the idea of like all like the bad stuff that we got from the prequels. But what I say to Tom all the time about how I feel about the prequels, like granted, I probably least hate Revenge of the Sith, but the main idea is that the underlying story of the prequels is actually like pretty solid. It's just the way that it's executed and the potential that is lost, and that's what's different with Rogue One
I
is
just
that
Yeah, but all that
It's
all
before
that
and all the
exposition
potential-
was built up in Episode 4 with
I-
all Obi-Wan said in those 3
I
dialogues.
know.
Clone Wars,
I
Dark
Oh,
Wars,
yeah.
and they were ruined.
Yeah.
I don't think the character development in 1 through 3 was done very well. I don't know if that was
No,
if it was
I'm
a
saying
directorial problem, or if that was an actor problem, or if it was all.
it
of
was
the
it was
above.
all of it. I
Definitely
I
wasn't an
assume.
actor problem. We had like a lot of stellar actors. On
No,
that
I'm saying, but through the direction
That's-
because,
yeah.
but No, I'm saying the underlying story, the idea of like Palpatine manipulating both sides
Yes,
to his
well, that
advantage
was- yeah.
and everything. That's like a good story, but the execution. The
Thank
point.
God for Ian McDiarmid. That's
Oh yes.
Yes.
Oh, what a masterful. What a.
he had fun being the Emperor. I think we all can agree on that.
Oh yeah, and Christopher Lee didn't hurt in episode 2 either.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
that's a big
I
joke.
never really found the point of Count Dooku. I've also been
The
talking
only
comic
point I found was Christopher Lee being an epic human.
No, I mean
I
that's.
do wish they had actually used his Darth name. It was mentioned once, I believe.
Yeah, what is
Yeah,
his dark
Tyrannus.
name?
yeah.
Tyrannus, and it
Oh.
was barely used. They just, yeah, Count Dooku. Yeah, we don't really like you calling you Tyrannus, whatever. Even though you're a tyrant,
Even though Count
whatever.
Dooku sounds like a Legend of Zelda villain, you would
What are you
face.
talking about? Count Dooku sounds like a Green Day title.
Right?
Like an album cover.
Yeah.
Here's our next one. It's Count Dooku. Like,
Yeah, but no. So Rogue One is basically a prequel, but it's the
It's a
potential.
real prequel. Well,
Well, yeah,
sense.
no. But I understand what you're saying. It's what we as children imagined the darker times being, and like what it was possibly. Sorry.
my biggest thing that I'm looking forward to is this movie, given the time and place that it takes place in,
Yeah.
no Jedi. That's what I'm looking forward to, is that it's not going to be focused on lightsabers, it's going to be focused on the more
groundsman.
sci-fi, the space battles and blasters aspect
Yeah.
of it. Not all of the
Well-
movies have had
Well,
somebody with a lightsaber.
no,
We
I'm
don't
t-
exactly know what is the shape of things to come for Rebels, considering Rebels may very well tie into.
We're talking purely live action movies here.
Yes,
though.
I am very aware of that. But
Okay.
the fact there are Jedi alive in Rebels, and that is
Granted,
canon.
sure, that's a TV show. I'm talking about this movie. This movie, given the time and place where it is, I highly doubt they're going to shoehorn in a random rebel character from the animated TV show.
Yeah.
They might, sure. I highly doubt it. But I'm pretty sure the only person we're going to see with a lightsaber is Darth Vader if he
Yeah.
shows up
Oh,
in the
he's
movie.
gonna show up. I don't.
The only
understand.
person I see with a lightsaber in this movie is going to be Darth Vader.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure everybody else is going to be, even if they are Force people,
Yeah.
I kind of hope that they just don't go with the whole, here's another random Jedi. Like, oh, he's our random protagonist is a Force adept with a lightsaber.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they actually go with the whole smuggler rebel aspect of it and keep it
simple though.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah. I mean, the thing I want to point out is, just as a like guy who's seen these movies a lot of times, I will say that New Hope, even though it is like the first Star Wars movie, if you really watch that movie again, the Jedi are pretty much only really teased throughout most of the movie. Like even Obi-Wan uses his lightsaber, Darth Vader uses his lightsaber, Luke uses it to get out of situations, but like,
They never used the term Sith in the original trilogy.
no, I mean when Sith was first mentioned in Phantom Menace, I didn't know what the hell they were talking about as a kid. But yeah, no, the idea is that New Hope is the Jedi are teased because everything that they do in New Hope is pretty much like rebel based. Like when they rescue Princess Leia, they use guns or they use costumes. When they fight the Death Star,
Well,
I mean, he uses
also-
the Force to beat it, but he still is.
There's also Han Solo's aspect on it, when
Yeah.
he's just like,
mumbo
nothing beats a
jumbo.
good blaster.
Yep.
It's like, that's what I'm hoping that they go for in this, is that, like, the
Jedi-
lightsabers are seen as, like, an archaic weapon
Yeah.
of a lost age, because all of them are wiped out, so there's like, psh, nothing beats a
Whatever.
good blaster.
Mystic.
It's like, I want to, I want to
Yeah.
see a movie where it isn't focused on somebody discovering their force powers and having a lightsaber. I want to see
Yeah.
a movie where it is a space battle with blasters and stuff.
Yeah, that's
Like,
fine. I'm good with seeing that.
And we got Mon Mothma back. We have we
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that lady.
Yeah.
I freaking
And we
love
had-
her.
Yeah. All right, Tom.
Genevieve, who played
Genevieve.
who played
I
Mon
like-
Mothma in episode 3. She was cast to play like the likeness of the original Caroline
in Revenge of the Sith, but she was cut, right?
Yeah, she was cut on episode 3, and
She hasn't aged a day, by the way.
No,
no,
she
it's
has
not the same.
not.
It's not the same from the original trilogy.
Oh, but she looks exactly
She
the
looks
same.
yeah, they
no,
cast her in
it's
episode
a double.
3 with that likeness on purpose, but she was never used, and this is kind of a real kick in the teeth to Lucas, who had made 3 and cut her out of the whole episode 3, and now
There's
she's
a
back
lot of shit
in
in
this.
episode 3 that he cut.
Yeah.
For better or
Shit,
worse,
a lot.
let's be honest.
Cut Shock T's death. Shock T may very well still be alive. She's had 2 non-canon deaths so far. 3 non-canon deaths so far. Who knows where Shakti is? Who knows if she's still alive? I don't know.
I don't
And
know who
you
Shakti
know what? By
is.
non-canon stuff, like fucking Darth Maul is still kicking around somewhere.
Oh no, actually he is.
I know. I was making a joke.
Yeah.
He's come back episode 8.
If I was ever,
Oh,
if I was ever going to remake the prequels, I would have made Darth Maul the main villain
Well,
overall. But that's just me.
well,
Okay.
because he's awesome.
yeah, that's why they brought him back for Clone Wars, but they brought him back for a lot of other
They
things.
brought him back because of fan demand.
Yup.
Yeah.
Because he's the shit.
Because he was killed and for some reason. Anyway, yeah, I guess for me the best thing I like about the Rogue One trailer is
Ben Mendelsohn? I mean, come on. Grand Admiral there.
Oh my God.
There's no way. You've got like a handful of Grand Admirals there, and there's no way you're going to tell me that this guy does not have any kind of, emphasis, and that he may or may not be some Thrawn-esque character. Even though Thrawn is now legend, there's no way you're going to tell me that he is not, in some way, shape, or form, this Thrawn character.
Can I just say, I kind of love that you brought notes to help
Well,
like
console
yeah,
I
help
wanna
you, like,
cover all
you got
my
you got
points
the notebook to help you bring notes so that the rest of us are just
I'll make
wait
sure
a
I
minute.
don't miss
You're
any
like,
points.
I know.
This is Star Wars.
Well,
right?
I didn't know I was going to be.
I know, like,
guessing on
yeah.
this.
I'm just
just
saying,
kinda
like,
decided last minute.
to give
it's adorable.
to give everyone an idea of the Star Wars level of fandom here. You have Caitlin, and then I guess there's me who loves the films and collects the stuff, and there's KJ that loves.
Did you see that in IMAX? Did you see it in IMAX?
Just shut up! I'm getting to you. And then there's KJ who loves and reads all the back stuff, and then there's Tom that
Hey, I
just
read all
lives
the
in
books.
Star
Hey,
Wars.
dude,
No, you read a lot of the
Quick
X-Men
little
universe?
story.
Okay, I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
No, I'm not just a movie person. I've
All
read
right.
the books. I freaking.
Okay, fair enough. I'm
I
sorry.
had all the books growing up. I had all the action figures, especially
Yeah.
when they did all the stuff when they started to relaunch it, the first time they relaunched it when I was a kid.
Yup.
And this is a goofy story. I wanted to go and with my allowance, I wanted to go and buy a new action figure. My parents wouldn't drive me, so I rode my bike to the Toys R Us, and I knew I was going to get in trouble. So after I bought it, I ended up going to my other friend's house, who had in his basement. He built it out of cardboard boxes and toilet paper tubes. We built a giant Mos Eisley spaceport in his basement. And I went out to dinner with them. My parents didn't know where the hell I went to. Ended up getting in a lot of trouble and getting grounded. But yeah, I was like, oh, I'm such a Star Wars nerd that I needed to. He was like, oh, my parents aren't gonna bring me. I'm gonna go buy my own figure, by myself. That's
What was the figure that you bought?
It wasn't even a good one. It was not even a good one.
What was it?
It was the. I remember exactly which one it was. It was the one from A New Hope. You know, the weird looking guy who, when they're in Mos Eisley Mos Eisley.
The guy that gets murdered by Obi-Wan? That guy?
No, the guy who the spy guy
Oh,
who
the
follows them, who looks like he looks like a fucking
Aardvark.
black aardvark guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's exactly what I was thinking.
That guy.
That guy. I bought him.
Well,
Yeah, you
well,
would
KJ,
buy him, too.
well, KJ, of course you
Because
got
I
in
had
trouble.
all the main characters.
Yeah.
I already had all the main characters.
You gotta get
Gotta
the
buy the
randoms.
the side characters too.
Yeah, Kid
Like-
Fisto, my
yeah.
Lego keychain. Yeah.
Somebody was I remember I was reading. It
I
was
still have him.
one of those
Like,
one of those BuzzFeed things. It was 20 movie characters that you thought were awesome but totally sucked, and they put Yoda on there, and I was like, how dare you?
BuzzFeed's a fucking joke. I
know.
don't
Well,
read
no,
BuzzFeed.
sometimes they have some funny shit, but that made me mad. I was because there were a lot of them that I agreed with,
I'm pretty
but
sure.
that particular one I was like, how
I'm also pretty sure BuzzFeed put Hook on a list of movies that were awesome when you were a kid and aren't anymore when you
Yeah,
get older. And
that's-
I was like,
excuse me,
yeah.
I love Hook even more.
I
now.
still
Yeah.
have not met a
Same.
person who doesn't like Hook.
our
know.
generation loves
That's
that
what I was
movie.
saying, like,
Yeah.
Where is it?
Especially the revelation of Glenn Close being, that guy in beard. It's like, whoa!
Not the boo box.
Glenn Close is just an epic win of
Anyways,
humanity.
Yeah.
sorry,
Yep.
I kind of got
Yeah.
No, we're going
Anyways,
up. Okay, look,
We
let's
got
just.
AT-ATs in the sand, not
Okay.
on the snow. It's beautiful.
That's good.
It's really cool.
All right, why don't we? All right, I think we should just wrap this up. But I mean, let's
We
just.
got Asian representation. We got
Alright,
some
alright.
actual Asian characters.
Let- We're gonna go.
Space.
Especially in Star Wars terms, we got in Star Wars. In Star Wars, there's no Asian characters, and it's a joke.
I mean, if you count the co-pilot in
Nope,
Return of the
don't
Jedi,
count that. That's an alien. I'm talking about humans.
he looks a
I'm
little
talking
Asian. All right. Look, let's go back. Let's just. We're gonna go. Shut up. We're gonna go around the room. And we're just gonna say what stuck out for us most. It can be an aspect like the Asian aspect, or it can be.
Mon Mothma.
Okay, is that what stuck out most for you?
Yeah, Mon Mothma.
Mon Mothma. Okay,
And
KJ.
Ben Mendelsohn.
Okay, what stuck out the
Oh
most
no,
for you?
I got it. Fuck,
No, Tom, you've already gone.
No, fuck that.
You've already gone.
Fuck,
You've
no,
already gone,
no,
Tom.
The one thing that we haven't even talked
You're
about.
just like Danny Evita pose. Like, what the hell?
In the hood, with the Imperial Guards in front of the possibly cryogenic chamber, you got this hooded figure kneeling down. It's not the Emperor. It's probably not Darth Vader. Who the fuck is that? The fuck is that?
Is it the
I'm-
fucking asshole
I-
in freaking Force Awakens?
I don't know.
The one, the one that looks
Kylo
like a
Ren?
cross.
So wait a
No,
second.
that other
We're talking about
asshole.
Snoke?
Yeah,
It could be
Snoke.
Snoke.
Snoke, who looks like a cross between Voldemort and Sauron.
I
They didn't
think
say
it-
he was.
I
General.
think it's still Darth Vader, and he's just wearing a cloak before he decided not to include the hoodie.
Really.
Ah, okay.
Because the only time you see him beforehand is right after he comes out of after he gets the armor on him, and he's all, no! You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you see him like there, like,
Right,
maybe
yeah.
for a while he decided to like throw a hood up on that.
And he's like,
head.
this is extremely impractical. Why am I
Yeah,
wearing
and,
this?
and then he's like,
I
like
feel like
you
that
know what, I
moment,
don't
too,
need the
for
hood.
James Earl Jones probably having to do that part. Like he probably knew it was a joke. He was like, no. Jeez.
They just recorded that, possibly. Yeah, no, that's one of the interesting parts. I feel it's just going to be another type of dark character that I think is going to exist for this film, is going to have a big impact, but will eventually be destroyed, possibly. Or for later films, who knows? I don't know. KJ, what stuck out most for you?
I want to see the rise of the Empire.
I think the Empire's already risen at this point in the film.
Everybody rise.
Well,
I'm just saying, because of the Death Star and everything,
Death
and
Star
it's all
being built
kind
and
of
everything.
completed. And
We're seeing
But
Grand Admiral.
we're obviously the Death Star is being built. It's not finalized. Even in the trailer, it's still being constructed.
yeah,
And they're talking about how they're getting ready to test it. Obviously, Alderaan is the test. So,
We're
it's not
seeing-
ready. It's
well,
not ready yet.
Alderaan in the
before
film
that,
got
we
made
had
the
the
test, to
Golden
be honest. But yeah, okay, sorry. Anyway,
But it's still... There has to be some build-up for the Empire.
well, I assume
like-
there's some. I mean, I assume the build-up will just
they
be.
can't jump from, like, Anakin killing everybody to being like, here's a Death Star.
Mm.
Like, there has to be a little bit, at least like a half hour of some exposition. To
I don't
be
know.
like,
I'm sure there will be because
Hey!
at the end of episode 3 too. Yeah, they did show the
3-2? They made a sequel?
3 also, yes. Rogue One 2, episode 3.
No, but- I
confusing.
like I said before, the main thing I'm looking forward is to see a Star Wars movie that isn't so much focused on the Force and lightsabers. I want to see a Star Wars movie
Sure,
that's much more of
yeah.
a space
Yeah.
adventure, where it's the other people. It's the, like, obviously all this shit's going on, but it's not the focus on
The
the
whole.
the Skywalker bloodline.
Yeah,
It's
that's fine.
focused on, there's a whole fucking universe of other people, there's all of these other characters, all these other storylines. Let's see that.
Well, that's
Because
what I loved.
that's
And
there.
that's what I loved about the
Yeah.
books is you got like the
The other-
Skywalker
a wider
one
idea, yeah.
was included, but you got
Obviously-
other stories as well. And that's
Obviously,
what
the
was so cool
Skywalker
about
ones
it.
are the main storyline, the
Yeah.
main story arc of what's
I-
going on with this stuff, but there's all these other characters that they can go on and,
I
like,
literally got
embrace
into,
upon, like, there's
Yeah.
millions of hundreds of thousands of characters.
No,
I just
that's
went
great.
from millions to hundreds to
Yeah.
whatever.
I don't know.
But
no, I get you.
thousands of
There's so many characters
in
that
this.
you can
Yeah.
have in this. There's random
agree.
fighter pilots, random other
and
people,
like we love
like
the Skywalkers
everybody
and we
there.
love the Solos, but we've got their stories, and I mean, there's
Yeah.
the books,
all the people that help them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's so much, and the thing is, I mean, they could do like a freaking Chewbacca movie if they wanted to. No, don't do that,
Oh,
please don't.
Well,
but
they already
I-
did technically if you count the Star Wars special. In all honesty.
Well,
Who's the guy that
haven't seen it yet, but
Luke
sure.
talks about in episode 4? He's like, oh, he already went off, and he meets him up in episode 4.
So that's the character Biggs.
Biggs!
He was actually in a lot of deleted scenes, but they cut that storyline.
But see, like,
But
he
Biggs
went
dies.
away before.
But Biggs dies on the Death Star run. He's
Right,
he's
but-
with them.
But he talks about in episode 4 how he already went away.
Yeah.
So there's a whole entire thing about him already going away that we can go.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just talking about how there's so many other characters that they can touch upon, and I would love them to touch upon that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm excited for.
That's what the whole point of the
Yeah.
movie is. Kate, sorry, just because we gotta get going. But Caitlin, what stuck out for you most? I mean, as far as just the trailer. I mean, visually.
It
Or,
kind of hit what I was gonna say on the head. Like it's
Okay.
it just an
like I think I said it earlier. It's from a different point of view. You're not getting.
The Skywalkers.
And
Yeah.
I mean, we all love the Skywalkers.
Yeah.
You know, we love that whole plot, but you don't need to overdo it either. It's cool, it's cool to learn about other parts of it, especially if you're like KJ or myself and you've read the books as a kid.
Yeah.
I got into a really deep conversation with a woman at my job, like a guest at the hotel I work at, about the books. We like got into a 10-minute conversation about it, and people were like, "What are with these two like nerdos?" We didn't even care.
All right.
We were just like her husband.
Like, oh,
her
honey,
husband was
you
just
wish
like,
you knew. What?
Yeah,
Like,
her husband was just. I'm like, dude, your husband doesn't understand Star Wars. Like, I'm sorry.
That's when you start
Like-
playing the Imperial Sirens and then blast in the
but it's very much, it's just cool to really get it from a different angle and just to explore in different parts of the Empire, of the whole Star Wars universe, really, and just, like I said, that's a whole 20-year period that we know nothing about.
Yeah.
So it's politically, that's in that.
At least in the live action universe now, yeah.
In
for
live
sure.
action, well, because that's the thing, and you have all these animated shit in the books and everything, but it's just that it's an interesting time period because
To see it personified is
Yes,
awesome.
well,
exactly.
even
Sorry.
even if you incorporate all the
Oh,
books,
I'm
the
Yeah,
TV
no, I hear
shows, the CGI stuff that they do, it's a universe. How many characters are in a universe? An entire galaxy of different planets and storylines
so much you can
and
explore
fights
with that.
and things you can do. There's so many different storylines and like different confrontations
Yeah.
of rebels on different planets fighting the Empire, and like vice versa.
Christ,
you could have
there's,
it.
like fan fiction.
You could
do.
have a whole
Yeah.
entire movie from the point of view of people on like in the
Sure.
Empire
Sure.
fighting
Yeah.
the rebels, where you could even be like sympathetic towards the people in the Empire,
Right.
like a militarized thing, like fighting rebels, where it's
That's
like
yeah.
there's so many open possibilities that it's like I'm glad they're starting to be like, all right, we've got like the Star Wars universe.
And we've got female characters finally like being leads now, which
You
is
can do
fucking
anything.
super.
Yeah.
We can have
Fuck
a whole
those
movie
haters.
of aliens doing stuff. They don't even be human. Like
I honestly
Yeah.
don't care like what gender the lead of the movie is, as long as it's a good.
As,
fucking
I mean,
movie.
the thing is,
you have a whole
yeah.
thing just
the main thing. I mean, I'm gonna say my last 2 points here because I mean,
like a whole Admiral Akbar movie.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
enough.
Oh, he
Yeah.
did
No.
pass away
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah.
The
Again.
voice
Yes.
actor, yeah.
Yeah. Cool guy. I feel bad that he left. I just want to close on just 2 points and just wrap this up because it is getting late. But I mean, I'll say what my main point was. But before that, yeah, I like the fact that it's a female character. I don't care. The thing that I like most about it being a female character is that they're making the trend that's coming back now, where we're seeing really badass female characters, and they're not they're not damsels in distress. They,
You Dallas Multipass?
well, I mean, but like it's
What
not.
is the thing
Get
about
away
Star
from her,
Wars?
you
No.
bitch!
Oh my god. This is like reminding me of this tape that like a friggin' limo conversation recorded of friggin' Fleetwood Mac in a limo and everybody telling Stevie Nicks to shut the fuck up. Anyway.
I was in that limo.
Yeah.
That sounds like a fun limo.
Of Nick
Fleetwood
Fleetwood,
Mac
of
and
Nick
Stevie Nicks.
Fleetwood,
Like,
of
what?
Nick Fleetwood. No, it's on YouTube. You should listen to it. No, but like it's like Nick Fleetwood being like, "Can I fucking finish, please?"
Yes, I know.
But getting to the point, it's like getting to the point. Star Wars has been very good about having really good female characters.
No,
Like,
Leia.
Leia was very,
Yeah.
like Leia needed help, but like once she got it, she was like, "Okay, follow me, dude. I'm taking charge of this shit."
I
I
know.
loved
it. And
Queen
Padme-
Amidala doesn't seem like a weak female. Oh, wait a sec.
Somewhat.
Episode 3, I'm like,
In episode-
I'm pregnant!
Hey, she was pregnant. Like, of course she's
Yeah.
gonna be weak. But
But even
episode,
so, no
I'm
excuse
pretty
for
she
sure
losing.
could
that was
fight
just-
pretty
that was-
well,
that was-
though.
not Natalie Portman, that was the script.
No, that was the script.
Yeah.
Natalie Portman's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Just even she couldn't save them.
She could
No,
not.
no. There's many
Even
things.
Christopher Lee couldn't save Attack of the Clones.
No,
he could
no,
not.
no.
And that's really depressing because Christopher Lee is the man.
Yeah. I'm happy to have a lead female as long as she's like strong and independent and like a good person, and like
What
I mean just like
Rey
yeah.
in Force Awakens Rey was very strong, but she wasn't cold either. She
No,
was very,
I like
she's a
that. She's
very-
warm.
She had a good heart,
yeah.
and I think that's what
What
I
I
liked
liked
her.
about her is that she reminded me of a young child.
Yeah.
She was able to do what she knew what to do. So therefore, she grew up taking apart machines and
She's a
salvaging them.
survivor, you know.
Yeah,
Therefore, she
definitely.
knew how to rebuild ships because she knew how to take them apart.
Right.
And for all we know,
But
the
then-
Gene Eslo character
but
could be the
then-
mother. We don't know.
But then when she first lands on like
That
the
would
first
be
planet, she's
interesting.
like, I never knew planets could have this much green.
So she
And
means
you
she's
saw
been
this-
there, yeah.
And then when she goes to the other planet at the end, and Han's dead, she sees the other planet, and like she has that crazy look, and like Chewie just kind of looks at her. You know, she's thinking, I never knew this planet could have this much blue.
Mhm.
The blue
Like
and green.
there's that childhood
It's a
innocence
different-
in her.
There's a very much purity to
Yeah,
Rey.
and, like
Yeah.
where she's like innocent, whereas like sure she's strong and independent, but
she's
there's still so
innocent.
much that she doesn't know yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
she's growing up, and it's very. She's a very real character, I think, and that's what I think I really liked about
Yeah.
her. With it, she's very 3-dimensional. She's not, you know. And
There's
I
a
think,
lot of room to grow, which is
which
great
is perfect
for a new
for a
protagonist.
franchise.
Yeah.
Because we got 2 more movies with her, hopefully.
Yeah.
And maybe more if these spin-offs actually go into these lives somewhat. So we'll never know.
it
We'll find
depends.
out in this year. December. We'll find out December.
Yes.
In 70mm
We're also-
select
we're-
theaters. Yeah!
You need to bring it
Yeah,
down just a
yeah,
little.
you're at like a
Oh,
12,
no.
you need to bring it down to like an 8.
Well,
Seriously.
I'm excited for
But
actually
also,
seeing a film
the
in
good
real
thing-
film.
The good thing
No, it's
with
good.
Finn, too, is he's the same boat, more
Yeah.
or less.
Yeah.
Whereas he's experiencing new things. So we got these new characters where all of us are already know the franchise and everything. But these 2 new characters who were kind of thrust into like new experiences.
Yeah.
So we
I
can
think
grow
they're
with
very
them as
well
well.
developed. I think they're very well written characters, whereas I think, which really kind of honestly is disappointing on Lucas's part, that in 1 through 3, just the character development was really poor.
No, well, there weren't any characters. Well, there wasn't a Han
No,
Solo
yeah.
aspect. Everything was Jedi's and senators and.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Rogue One, where there's
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, no.
hopefully not a big.
All right.
Oh, everyone's a Jedi.
I'm gonna finish this out. Just
Okay,
say my
sorry.
last thing, and then we're gonna get going. But the thing that stuck. Doing Yoda impressions.
and show me your dark side.
Oh god. The thing that stuck out for me most of Rogue One is that I was excited for Force Awakens so much because they brought back so much of the practicality of the original series. But obviously, I assumed the movie was going to be well made as well, just like in characters and writing and whatnot and direction. But this trailer anyway, like it looks even more real than like Force Awakens. Like it's just in your. I mean, yes, you have giant 8.
Well, dude,
It was
Eight-
filmed in
eight-
70mm.
No, I'm not talking just about the film aspect. I'm talking in the fact
even
that
the
it's
AT-AT scene looked like it was an AT-AT on the beach.
yeah, no, it did, and I'm just saying like it's just so in your face, but it's in a good way. Like I can't believe that. I mean, it looks like we're going back to like 1977 in a lot of ways, but in all the right ways, not to the point like where it's like old or corny. Like it's like in a lot of ways, what the new Star Wars films are doing, which a lot of Star Wars fans have been wanting, is like it's that feeling of going home again, and that's to me what looks so great, and in new and interesting ways as well too, with everything with the new characters or
All the old fans like the practical effects.
Yep.
That's what
Mhm.
made us love the original
I know.
franchise.
well as well as good
Yeah.
characters, but yes, yeah, definitely. The Dagobah
Less is
system looked
more.
real.
Less is more.
Yes, less is more. All right. Anyway, that's it on closing thoughts. I feel we covered a good degree on everything. I can't wait for all these movies. I think they're going to be pretty great from differing degrees, but all doing new and different things. And
So,
I like
Paul, I
that.
got a question.
Okay.
When are we doing our month-long Captain America and Iron Man thing that we did for Batman and Superman for Civil War?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't think we're doing that, are we?
Dude, you know I'm a DC fan. Don't
I know.
Don't,
I'm
don't
just-
be
I'm
biased.
just giving you
I also trying to stay away from Civil War as much as I can, so I can actually like see a
So you
majority
can
of the
actually
film in
like
theater.
it instead of spoiling everything.
Yes, for
hating
myself.
it.
Yes. No, I didn't hate. I couldn't hate. I don't think I'd hate Civil War, and I definitely hate. Yeah. Anyway, all right.
Again, just giving you shit.
Caitlin, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
Tom, I think it'll be a while before you join us again when you're down
No,
at a
you can
smaller
join, you
level.
just-
You can sorry, I just brought you guys in ratings.
In a sober, just in a sober environment, maybe.
Sober. No alcohol required.
Hey, are
Oh
you
my
kidding?
god,
Dude.
Tom, you just sounded like Wario. Like, what the?
That was doing him Jeff Goldblum and then turning into Wario.
Yeah, so you two are dig up dinosaurs?
I'm the only
We
person.
tried to.
I haven't had a drink in 5 hours, so it's not my problem. Not me.
God. All right.
I have been drinking for 5 hours. So
Well, put a rose on your nose.
And I'm
do you
sober.
have a gold star? I'd love it.
All right. Thank you guys again for listening.
Good night, everybody.
Have a good one.